Maria in Davos, sponsored by Invesco QQQ.
Welcome back here at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. I'm joined right now by Brian Moynihan, Chairman and CEO of Bank of America, and entrepreneur and soccer legend, Sir David Beckham. Great to see you both. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having us.
And you have a multi-year partnership that you are announcing, and that is why you are together this morning. Tell us about the partnership, Brian.
So actually, it's interesting because we met here last year for the first time and spent some time. But what we're trying to do is we at Bank of America are investing in sport, and not sport just for sponsorship, not sport for, but the sport for enablement of kids and enablement of the excellence that David represents, combined with his work with kids and just democratizing out and getting everybody better and the values of teamwork. And so, whether it's golf or whether it's soccer with the World Cup or whether it's running, we've invested in all these sports. And David is such an icon in this sport, but as an entrepreneur and a capitalist and understands business, it's great to work with him.
Yeah, and Sir David, I mean, you're now the ambassador of sports for Bank of America. You've worked with UNICEF for so many years and children. What does this do in terms of scaling that up now that you're partnered with Bank of America?
I think what Brian said, I feel very lucky to be, in partnership with Bank of America, and more importantly, in partnership with Brian, because we first met here last year and we spoke about the initiatives and what Bank of America really want to bring into, this moment. And for me personally to be involved in that, like you just said, I've worked with UNICEF for the last 22 years as an ambassador. I've worked with so many different children and kind of, giving children the opportunities, and that's what children really need. And, to have this, the access, the inclusion to great facilities, to great coaches, to give these children an empowerment is such an important thing.
How is soccer doing right now in America?
Soccer's doing great right now. We won the championship last year, which was a very special moment for me to become a champion as an owner, but also to have won, that trophy quite a few years ago. Was a very special moment. But soccer in America is growing. I first moved to LA in 2007, and I knew there was a real opportunity. I knew that it was going to be challenging, but the way the game has grown in the last 15 years has been incredible, and I'm glad to have played a small part in that.
That is amazing.
So, when you listen to David tell his story as 14 years old, 15 years old, having gotten good coaching and stuff, but him being picked up by Manchester United, one of the great iconic teams in the sport, and how they developed him. And so in the U.S., that development path, getting kids interested earlier, but also teaching them the values of sport. Sport, especially team sport, is the most interesting thing because it's an individual pursuit. You have to be excellent at what you do, but you can only be successful in the context of a team. And that life lesson that we all learned by playing sports growing up, keeping that out there and driving, and then with the excellence that David can bring us, he can help lift American soccer.
Yeah, and competitiveness is so important for children, and it's so important just to get them involved in sports as well. Look, in the U.S. now we are celebrating 250 years old, our birthday coming up this July, and we've got a lot of events. FIFA World Cup, one of them. How do you gear up for the World Cup?
Well, I think America's ready for that. Obviously, they've had the World Cup here once before, and I was actually at that World Cup as a young kid, so I've experienced a World Cup in America, and it really is truly incredible. We spoke about it before, America being so patriotic, and I'm a very patriotic Englishman, so to see the World Cup go to America, obviously Canada and Mexico as well, it's a real moment on many different levels, obviously on the economy side, but also to bring a whole new kind of group of children and let them be inspired by seeing this great competition and this sport come to the country. There's so many opportunities with this.
So what does your schedule look like in the next 6 months leading up to the FIFA World Cup?
Well, I think your schedule could be a lot busier, but in all honesty, I have a lot going on in the next 5 months. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited to be part of this World Cup. I'm excited to be part of these initiatives with Bank of America, and it's a real opportunity.
We picked up the World Cup, and so we picked up the Club World Cup last year, and then the World Cup this year. And with our brand and our thinking, and as we talked to Gianni at FIFA, we said, in the U.S. we can help you bring this out through our customers and our facilities and our branches and our ATMs and everything. And I think that marriage is really you're going to hear that kick up over the next few months, because we had to let this thing called U.S. football kind of finish after the Super Bowl, and then we'll get after it, because that's pretty important. But look, at the end of the day, we also picked up the U.S. Soccer team sponsorship, and it's 70 teams, all different types of things. And so we believe this sport, which all our kids play, I didn't, but all our kids play, I could admire the capabilities, is a great thing for America to keep developing, and we're here to help it go out and prosper.
And you've done a lot for golf as well.
Yes, we have. Yeah, the golf with us. He's a better golfer, I heard last night, than I knew. But look, last year we announced golf with us at the Masters, and we had 86,000 kids sign up, and they all became members of, quote, a golf club where they could play any municipal course. About 3,000 courses signed up for $5, and 86,000 kids signed up, and they all went out and played thousands and thousands of rounds. And this year we'll kick that back in with the Masters. So it's not only about golf and the iconic tournament the Masters is, the women's amateur that Augusta National hosts, and the two Latin American and Asian amateur. It's about getting more kids involved, and that Dave will do some golf clinics at some point, and we'll get to see how good a golfer he is.
That's the first time I'm hearing this, by the way, so I'll be excited to do that.
Well, the bottom line is, for both of you, this is an economic story as well, right? Because when you're talking about all that you've invested in all of these sports, brings people together, they end up spending more money, and it actually moves the needle on the economy.
You should talk about the venue you're building in Miami. I mean, talk about what you're doing.
Yeah, we're obviously building a state-of-the-art stadium, but it's more than a stadium. It's a destination for entertainment. It's going to be, retail. It's going to be, hotels. So there's a lot going on in Miami with Miami Freedom Park, which we're really excited about. But I think, back to what, we were talking about, what Bank of America can do is really support, a young generation that is coming through, that is excited about sports, and it gives these young children the opportunity. I grew up in the East End of London, and I was one of the lucky ones. I had a park over, right near my house where I could go and play soccer every day. I had a soccer pitch at my school. A lot of children around the world don't have this, and what Bank of America and Brian are doing, and the team, are giving these children an opportunity. They're giving them a safe space. They're giving them, the facilities, the great coaches, and that's what we're excited about.
That is great. Congratulations to you both, and thanks very much for walking us through it.
Thank you very much. Have a great week.
And to you, Sir David Beckham and Brian Moynihan. We'll be right back.